Hey guys, it's Jake here with eTrailer. Today we have a 2019 Ford F-150 and we're going to be taking a look at, and I'm going to show you how to install the Blue Ox Direct Connect baseplate. The baseplate is going to be the physical connection point on the front of your F-150. It's going to replace the tow loops on this specific truck, and it's going to allow you to connect your tow bar to the front of your baseplate so that you can flat tow your vehicle down the road behind your motorhome. In addition to your baseplate, the other four main flat towing components that you're going to need will be your tow bar, your safety cables, your supplemental braking system, which are these two hoses here, our hose and our breakaway kit, and then our diode wiring. Now looking at the end of our baseplate tabs and our tow bar where they connect, you will see these locking pins. They are not included with this setup, but it is a very, very good idea. The owners of this setup here already had them. But this is a good idea to have because you never know what could happen. If you're at a gas stop or something like that, somebody comes over and takes your pins out, you can now no longer flat tow your vehicle down the road. But when you remove either the pins that come with this kit or are with your tow bar or the locking pins that we have here, you just disconnect your safety cables and your tow bar. You pull on this spring-loaded pin, twist it 90 degrees, pull it straight out, and this is all that's going to be left on the front of your F-150. This kit is super, super clean. I really like the way that it looks on the front of our F-150. The fact that it doesn't change the looks of it is really nice. These integrated safety cable loops here are also very easy to connect up to. Grab our safety cable again. You can go either over or under very, very easily. So it'll make it very quick and easy to hook up to the front of your truck. Now, as far as the installation goes, this install is really not too bad in the grand scheme of things of us installing lots of different types of base plates because these are going to replace the tow loops on the front of your truck. You will have to remove the front bumper, which again is not super difficult, but it will take the place of those tow loops, so you have to get the front bumper off to get it out of your way. You will lift the base plate ends up into place once you get your tow loops removed. And whether or not you have those tow loops in place, you are going to have to drill a couple of big holes on each side of the frame rail to be able to get some of the hardware in place. If that task seems too daunting to you, or if you watch the install process and you don't feel like doing it yourself, feel free to check out our dealer locator on our website. It'll direct you to the nearest installer near you that can get this base plate and maybe even some of your other components installed on your flat towing F-150. So with that being said, let's go ahead and run it inside and show you how we did it. To begin our installation, you'll want to take a plastic trim panel tool, and we're going to have to take off these two plastic covers on the front of our truck. So all you have to do is just get behind it, pry out. And these are going to give us, once we get these popped off, it's going to give us access to some hardware back behind. And you'll see our bolts, our nuts that we'll have to remove that are right behind this panel. Up behind our bumper, we're going to need to take off a 21 millimeter nut, which is right here behind this frame support. We'll do this on both sides of the truck. Now with an extra set of hands, we've got Chris here helping us on the other side. You'll take that same 21 millimeter socket and remove these two nuts, and then the bumper should pull right off. You want to be sure to disconnect your wiring behind our bumper. We were just getting hung up on this plastic piece here, so you can try to rotate it up and down, and then we'll just set our bumper in a safe place. Next, we're going to take our plastic covers here. You just want to pull these off. We're going to discard them because we don't need them anymore. Then we're going to take a 15 millimeter socket and take these two bolts out of here. After you get these removed, you want to save your hardware. You can take your tow loops out of the equation, but you want to save the hardware because we will be reusing that. Now we're going to take our base plate pieces. We're going to slide our hardware up into place. Now this can kind of be tricky. I put a little bit of red Loctite on it. You want to line it up with that plate we just took off earlier. And then you want to try to get that bolt started. Once you got both of your bolts started, I'm just going to lift up on our base plate, make sure that it's flat up against our frame rail here on the side, and we're going to run those bolts up. Then you want to take a 1/2 inch drill bit. What I like to do is just stick it in here, and then we're going to just run it for a bit. And this is going to give us a perfect mark where the center of that hole is, because we're going to have to drill this out to 1730 seconds. Start with a pilot bit, drill out your 2 holes, and then work your way up to 1730 seconds. Now we're going to take one of our hex bolts that comes in our kit, put a split lock washer on here, put some red Loctite on, take one of your handle nuts. We're going to reach in here. This is for the back one. The front one, we're just going to put a lock nut on it, a nylon lock nut, because we can reach it because it's right here up front. Then you'll want to take a 19mm socket and snug these up. Then grab your torque wrench and torque these down. Keep in mind, if you are reusing the factory hardware, you will want to use the torque specifications in your instructions for the grade 5 12mm bolts. After you've completed this process on one side, repeat that on the other side of the vehicle, and then we can move on to our safety chains. What you want to do are safety cables. You're going to want to run your safety cable up and over, and basically you want it to go around this cross member here, come around this way, and then hook back up to itself. At this point in the installation, the base plate is complete. You can just put your bumper back on. There shouldn't be any trimming you have to do in the bumper itself. But what we're going to do is, this is a great time to install the rest of your flat towing components. So we're going to put our braking system and our diode wiring and all that stuff on our truck while our bumper's off, because it's a lot easier to route all that wiring. Well guys, hopefully this video helped you decide whether or not the Blue Ox base plate is right for you in your 2019 Ford F-150.